Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to KageKaze's gaming guides and random analytical playthroughs. That's what I do. Um, I wanted to put up this little vlog to kind of talk about what's been going on lately, because you may have noticed channel's been kind of quiet for a little over a week now, and that wasn't intentional at all. So shortly after the BlizzCon thing that I did, I got fairly sick. Ill maybe, because I didn't really get sick to the point of, say, throwing up or anything like that, but sick enough to where pretty much my routine for quite a few days here has been go to work, come home, and go to bed. I haven't been feeling great at all. And you can probably hear it in my voice. Not fully recovered yet. I'm hoping to recover soon. Still prone to exceptional fits of coughing. So if things seem to have weird edits or whatnot as I'm talking, then it's probably because I removed a whole bunch of coughing from the clip. So you have my apologies for that in advance. So I want to at least let you guys know I'm not dead. And no, I didn't try to take an unplanned vacation or anything without letting anyone know. It just literally came to the point where I just couldn't put anything out, and so I did try and put that out. I did try to put that out on Twitter. So I put that out there. I eventually did update the G Plus page. For why, I don't even know. I don't even care for G Plus. I didn't update the Facebook page. So yeah, my apologies there for those who follow there. I'm really bad about the Facebook page, and I know it. I've been having some integration issues. Thankfully, I finally got my Twitter accounts resolved, where I've got a secondary Twitter account now where all my news feed from YouTube go. So it doesn't spam people that follow me looking for just other stuff, random ramblings that I have, and don't want to get spammed every time I put something in a playlist. So I was able to finally disconnect that from my main Twitter account, and I've created a secondary one. For those who might be interested, the secondary one is at the Shadow Post. Just mimicking the email address, so there's some consistency there. So yeah, it wasn't easy to kind of get the information out there, because I was just my mind was elsewhere with all this. It was just kind of crazy. It was hard to focus on a lot of things. Even my job, I'm kind of surprised on some of those days that I did go to work, especially considering I work in tech support. I kind of have to have a clear head, But yeah, it was pretty miserable, and oddly enough, the nights of rest were more miserable than the days at work at times. I don't know how that works out, but hey, that's what happened. So with that, I wanted to quickly go over news, a little bit of news. There's been some good stuff about Diablo 3 that's come out. We've got the Friends and Family beta happening, and I know some people have already asked, am I in the beta? Will I be putting out content? Unfortunately, no, I didn't get into the beta. I'm not quite that big of a name out there in the Diablo-verse yet for them to really give me something. So, unfortunately, it looks like, much like the regular Diablo 3, I got that pretty late. Hearthstone, I got to that really late, apparently. And now this, I'll probably be late too. I'll be looking for some giveaways to maybe get in, but obviously there's no guarantee to that. But I will cover as much as I can when I get the chance to. As always, I say, go to Diablo Fans. They've got some great people there, and not only that, but Diablo Fans has been taken to streaming lately. So you can actually catch some of the changes there. They go over everything as they find it. Tons of good data, information, and whatnot. Hell, it's where I get my news when I report on it. I just try and, coalesce it to bite-sized chunks, as it were, and make it easy to understand for anyone that's not following. So there you have it. As far as Diablo is concerned as well, something that this illness did, which really saddened me, was it kind of killed plans I had to try and collaborate with Mr. Ziggy D Starcraft, because I know at least one of you out there asked, if we had any thoughts of doing something like that, or it'd be really cool if we could. And I agreed. I've talked with Ziggy in the past, and we never put anything together, but we chat every now and then, and it's usually a good conversation. And we've been working on trying to put something out for a while. It's just been very difficult to find either the time because of my screwed up schedule, Ziggy has been very focused on Path of Exile, as many of you who follow him would have seen. So that it just never quite worked itself out. And then we finally got this idea of doing a wrap-up BlizzCon thing, and then that's when this illness happened. And so yeah, it's probably a bit late for that now, which kind of saddens me a bit. I was looking forward to it. I thought it would be kind of fun, and honestly, I could use the additional exposure. I don't know how that man does it. He works magic when it comes to getting people to find his content. He's mentioned that he would try and help me with that at some point, so I'm hoping that we can work that out, but that's in the future. Speaking of Mr. Ziggy D, though, if you are looking for Diablo 3 content, he did manage to get into the beta for the Friends and Family event, so you can check him out. I believe he's already posted at least one video on taking one of his characters into the final act. So there you go, plug for Mr. Ziggy. Not that he needs it, but hey, he puts out decent content, and so he works hard. He really does. And so it's good to see him get that success. I'm just hoping that one day I'll figure out the magic button myself. Oh man, speaking of which, I kind of want to apologize because I know lately I've been talking a lot in comments and replies and whatnot. I've been mentioning a lot about looking at views for my channel, looking at views of videos, like for example the recent Dust videos. I mentioned that it could be contingent on how they perform, and honestly, to be frank, their performance isn't great, but I'm going to probably just continue to do it anyway because I'm having so much fun playing Dust. It's been a blast, and that's what I've been here for from the beginning anyway. It was to have fun, and if I can get some information out there that people might find useful, as one of the things I love to do is teach. I love to teach, and I love to provide information. I just like to have stuff that's useful out there that people can do, that people can look to use for, get some kind of nugget of information maybe that they didn't know before. So even though a lot of what I do has been pretty much Let's Play type material, I try to make it informative, without being boring or anything like that, And the Dust thing has been kind of that experiment to try something a little less formal, a little more maybe amusing, on the veins of maybe when I was doing things with the other guys on the stream that I affectionately call Multiplayer Mayhem, except for just being a one-man show. It's not easy for me. I play off better of other people, but I try, and I think people that watch it like it, and I'm glad to see that. And that's kind of why I wanted to bring this up, because I didn't want people to think that all I'm into this is the fame or money. Trust me, I have no delusions of grandeur. I don't expect to get super famous, and I don't expect to get the YouTube monies or anything like that. However, part of why I bring that up a lot lately has been kind of stress and financial issues. Personal financial issues, and in hopes that maybe I might be able to pull revenue up a little bit more on the channel in order to help out. I don't need it to pay all the bills or anything like that, but it could really help considering my income already is kind of meager. So part of why you hear me ask a lot for feedback and suggestions is twofold. I mean, the primary thing is I want to improve all the time. I want to improve. I want things that I produce to be useful. informative, you know, and I want to know what people think, because if it's something that they like, I want to do more of it. If it's something that they don't like, then I might, you know, do less of it. It depends on, honestly, my personal feelings on it. For example, like the dust thing, I will continue to do that. I've just decided, you know what, I enjoy the series, I enjoy those kind of games. I'm going to keep doing it until something happens that dust makes me hate it, which probably won't happen, but... So none of this at any time has ever been about money, fame, or whatnot. I mean, hell, the channel existed for a while just to have guild kills for my WoW guild, just to kind of save it as an archive for them and the people that didn't get to be there to see how it went. And that moved on to Diablo 3 once I got into the beta, and that just kind of worked out really well, and I was very happy about that. So a lot of my experiments have been, you know, like you've probably seen, I've done the occasional review, I've done first impressions, you know, I've kind of mirrored in some way the styles of the people that inspired me to do YouTube videos, you know. I'm pretty sure it's fairly obvious that gentlemen like Total Biscuit have inspired me greatly, that I respect, you know, his work very greatly. Force Strategy Gaming obviously was a big one, because his Diablo 3 videos inspired me to make my own. So I've been taking those inspirations, trying not to just outright copy or try to leech off of what they do. Unfortunately, you know, there's just so many variations you can do on an idea or topic. But I was hoping that might help in some ways, and some things have worked out well, some have not. But honestly, even with all that said, you know, it's one of those things I have had to at times remind myself, because I had let the stress get to me at times, because I have been concerned about finances. I feel maybe I have given the wrong impression at times about what this is all about. And I feel maybe that too, I have made it seem like I don't appreciate the hardcore followers that have been here, especially from the beginning. You know, and that's definitely not the case. Now, I might have to remind myself every now and then, it's like, you know, hey, you've got guys that really have been watching you for a while, because it's easy to kind of it's easy to forget about it when you start focusing on the other territories, you know, on trying to move forward. I knew there were people that watched, but you sometimes you lose. And that's why I love the comments every now and then, where someone will say, like, hey, you know, I've been here for a while, and it's been really great watching you. And it's like, you know, those kind of comments, while they might not seem like a big deal or whatever, you know, to someone like me that does this, and that gets kind of like particular about doing a really good job. You know, I try to put out a quality product for you guys. It means a ton, really, when I see those. And it's not like, I'm not saying, you know, hey, give me more of those, because that's kind of pandering. That's like, that's not what I want to do. Or begging, really, I guess would be the more correct term. But I want to let you guys know that every time, you know, those of you that have done it, it has been a great help, and it has been appreciated, because it reminds me, you know, even though I'm trying to, you know, do some things and help family situations here, it reminds me, you know, so much of why I started this and why I'm here. And because I have considered you know, projects that maybe I didn't quite enjoy because they might do well. But at no point would I do something I hated. I mean, it might be something I don't like as much, but it's something that I would think probably would do better. So in that regards, I never intended to ever be something like a sellout. You know, it's not like I'm go out actively. So I mean, I think the closest thing I did was the Age of Wushu, and the main reason I did that was twofold. it was a beta, and I hadn't covered, or not really a beta, but it was a free-to-play game, and I hadn't covered a new free-to-play game in a while, and the ones I were currently playing hadn't been updated in a while. I'm like, that sounds like a good idea. I had been interested in the game, and the idea seemed neat. But from the moment I started that, I kind of felt it. I kind of knew that was a project I was not enjoying as much, but I was hoping it would get better. I mean, obviously it was a new thing, so it was hard to tell. But ultimately, I said, I stopped that series because ultimately I was like, that's it. I've figured at this point this is not a game I'm going to play. So, and it was something that I ultimately cut off just because of that. I want to stay true to what I'm interested in. And Dragon's Prophet was something I was honestly very interested in, and I just, I don't know what it was. I ultimately just dropped off on that one. It just wasn't holding me. But I mean, those are probably the closest I've come to not really sticking to where I started. I mean, the stuff I review and the stuff I do first impressions on are usually things I am actually interested in. I didn't go out and just buy a game because it was like, oh, this is new, let's do something on it. I mean, the thought had occurred to me at times because you never know. I might find things I like by doing that. So, no big deal there, right? But in the end, this whole channel is twofold. I mean, it's one, something I like to do. It's fun. I enjoy it. And two, I know that you guys enjoy it. And I know that there are people that genuinely come on and like to watch the content. So my appreciation all around, and I know this video has been kind of meandering across the place. Hopefully you'll forgive me that. I know one of the cardinal sins I performed back when I was doing the D3 beta footage was I got way too apologetic about things I was doing. I remember that video quite well, trust me. It taught me to be a bit more confident about what I'm doing. And I appreciate everybody that gave me feedback on that one too. This one is less about trying to be apologetic. I mean, there are certainly things I apologize for, but it's more about I just wanted to reinstate my appreciation for you guys and to let you know what's been going on, what I've been thinking, why have I been commenting or doing the things I've been doing. And so hopefully I've communicated that. I know that my thoughts are kind of jumbled, so I know my thoughts and points are kind of jumbled right now because, especially going from coughing fit to coughing fit, I tend to lose a little focus on track of what I was just talking about or thinking. But yeah, I mean, that's it. That was the big thing. And so thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming by. And I'm hoping to continue to give you guys the quality product that you enjoy. And I just want to straight, anytime you guys have feedback, negative or positive, definitely feel free to leave it. I mean, the usual, many of us do the whole like, subscribe, comment, whatever thing because it does help us, get the search rankings up on the video and whatnot. But the feedback I will always use to improve myself. I will use it to... and that's why I asked for the negative feedback, because honestly, I love the fact that I get so much positive feedback. It's been such a surprise. You put something on YouTube, you put something out on the public eye, and typically you expect it to get rended to shreds. And I don't get that. It's been amazing in kind of... I don't even know how to describe it. It's been a great feeling because, sure, I've gotten the occasional negative thing, but it's so rare. And anything that is negative typically is negative in a productive fashion, so I can use it. And some of the ones that were unproductive, I was able to turn into productive ones. It's all about communicating with the people that have complaints, or just trying to dig into what they actually were saying, or what they might not have liked. But negative feedback can't always helps with the improvement. I mean, it's one of those things where the awkward truth of it all is negative feedback is often a little more useful than positive feedback. I mean, obviously you don't want to not get the positive feedback, but the negative feedback at least gives you some kind of point of failure or some kind of point that can be improved upon. Whereas, sometimes too much positive feedback just kind of gives you a sense of complacency, and you never want that to happen. But overall, I think you guys have been great, and I think you have given me the right direction where I've needed it at points. And obviously, especially with something like Hearthstone, I know I've gotten a lot of corrective points on that. I have honestly read all of them, even if I haven't responded to them. And I don't disagree with a lot of points people have made on some of the stuff on that, but, I'm learning. It happens. Okay, at this point I'm rambling. I will try to get back into normal content, obviously, once this whole issue dies down. It's just too difficult to kind of really focus on a good commentary with the coughing, and obviously the voice is not all there yet. So yeah, I will definitely get back into that when I can, and get you guys, the stuff you're looking for. And for those of you who've been around from the beginning and maybe looking for more Diablo stuff, I mean, you may have noticed I have tried to work on that a bit more, and obviously with the Reaper Souls beta out, I'll do everything I can to get into that so I can return to that kind of content that you may have joined for, you may have been looking for. Because honestly, I look at the numbers and I think, that's probably what it is. A lot of people joined back in Diablo and they just haven't seen anything they want to see yet. So, that we'll be getting back to that. Reaper Souls is looking fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to that. Okay. Before I ramble any further, thanks again, guys, and you all have a good one. I'll see you next time.